Today I want to talk about squats and if they actually are bad for the knees. Should you be squatting past parallel? Should you even track the knees forward? There's just a lot of stuff in the fitness industry where I see a lot of people come to me who've had trainers in the past, or even when they have a trainer when they go away. That trainer seems to say, oh, don't squat past parallel, don't track those knees forward. It's a huge topic, I think, in the industry where people are just misinformed. And I think what I'm finding these days is even some coaches are misinformed. You can go to a different gym and one trainer will believe to not squat past parallel, don't track the knees forward. If you're not assessing the person, you don't know how deep they should be squatting. This myth about we shouldn't be squatting, it's bad for the back, it's bad for the knees. It started all from this research in 1961 done by this Texas researcher, Dr. Carl Klein. He was investigating why he found all these football players seemed to be suffering some serious knee injuries. He created this instrument. He wanted to test the joint laxity of the knee joints. Apparently he had something like 130 weightlifters and he had over 200 just normal people. What he tested was, with this instrument, he'd push down on his knee and find out the joint laxity on the weightlifters and the general public. He actually came out and ruled out squats altogether, saying it was bad for your knees. What happened back in the 60s is when he released that article, the American Medical Association got onto it as well, and they said, yep, let's rule out squats. Squats are bad for the knees. They actually did an article in Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated published this research saying how squats are bad for the knees. We had schools, tertiary education, anyone sort of teaching fitness, aerobics classes were all saying, let's not squat past parallel. All the trainers and coaches that came out in my generation, we actually seem to be more informed and better coaches now, because we actually had to go away and do our own research. We had to find our own mentors, and we had to find our own path where we wanted to go in the fitness industry. And either have their own gym now, they're strength coaches in different sports teams and universities, doing a lot more for the fitness industry, because we actually had to go out and learn our stuff. And we just taught, this is how you do a squat, this is how you do a deadlift, this is how you do a bench press, a range of motion that you should have in terms of do all these things. That's what we had to go and learn ourselves. Anyway, squatting past parallel is not going to be good for you. Is certain limitations, range of motion, it could be muscular, it could be skeletal, could be a lot of things. Hip flexion, you should have close to 120 degrees hip flexion, should be 135 degrees of knee flexion. Internal rotation of the hips, if you don't have 30 to 40 degrees of internal rotation and 40 to 60 degrees of external rotation, that's another things that are limiting that you shouldn't be squatting. You can even go as far down as to ankle mobility. If you don't have about 40 degrees of ankle flexion, it's another reason you shouldn't be squatting. There's so many different ways to target the legs if you have those limited range of motions and you can't squat. There's the Peterson step up, the pull-up and step up, drop lunges, the split squats. There's actually been a lot more research out now that actually saying not squatting past parallel is actually bad for these, because there's so much shear forces going down. Whereas if you squat past parallel, and you think about what happens to the joint that's coming down, there's actually more compression forces and all the muscles surrounding it. It's actually going to protect the knee joint. Also, another good reason to do is to create that structural balance within the knee with hamstring, glutes and VMA recruitment. If you do a full squat, especially athletes, if they've been taught to squat not past parallel, they've got all sorts of structural balance issues. They've got actually more knee pain and hip pain than someone I get off the street, because they've been too scared to squat deep, so they've created this huge muscle imbalance and structural balance between the hamstrings and their quads. It actually takes me so much time to try and build up the strength of those weak muscles that are to them to perform better at their sport. Getting that deep squat, you're also improving your deceleration, your acceleration strength. And the most important things you can take away from this is, have you been assessed? Should you be squatting in general? Do you have the right hip mechanics? Do you have the right range of motion through ankles, knees and hips in order to be able to squat? If you do have those range of motion, you should be going full depth and you will not hurt yourself. If anything, you're doing yourself more good by creating structural balance early in a full squat, and you end up having those muscle imbalances of a really weak quad as opposed to a hamstring. I'm curious as what they're teaching out there in the schools these days, so hit me up and let me know what they're saying. I can point you guys in the right direction of tons of research that says that squatting past parallel and knees tracking forward in lunges and squats is actually good for you.